Colbyjack.net is proud to present From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. The people of the fire, the Blesa, led by their queens, have ruled the island of Alfeyju and oppressed the Driva, the people of the ice, for more than 16 generations. With the Drivian King in hiding and little hope on the horizon, the Driva looked to one person to save them from the vile Blesa, the Diviana. According to legend, the divinely gifted Diviana will one day overthrow the Blesa and restore the Drivian King to his rightful throne. But with the search having lasted for more than 400 years, will the Diviana ever come to light? Willow is the slave of the Raskpil family. Bought at the age of 4, 20 years have passed since her life irrevocably changed. Her existence is no worse than any other slave, but within, Willow wonders if there isn't something more she should be doing with her life other than serving the ungrateful. Ordered to travel with her master's family to Sondertoft, so her master's adult children can take part in an ancient rite of passage, Willow is shocked when she learns that she too must participate. Will she fail, as all before her have? Will she rise to the challenge and become stronger after passing through the flames? Episode 81, Chapter 43, The Sacred Guard.
Captured, Hawk said. By the Queen?
I don't know, Adelina said. By the time I got back from hunting, they were gone.
Why didn't you go after them?
Hawk asked, looking at Adelina as if she'd gone crazy. Then who'd have told you they were captured? Someone had to stay behind. How do you know they were captured? Willow asked, gazing around the room, looking for some sign of a struggle, but not finding any. They could have. Have what? Left? They knew you were coming back here. They'd never have left, especially the boy Sigurd, Adelina said.
What are we doing standing here?
Hawk asked suddenly.
Put that necklace on, and I'll transport us to where they're being kept.
Wait, she said as she put the necklace around her neck. We can't transport directly to where they are. We don't know what's going on. We could get them killed.
All right, I'll put us down just outside the enemy's camp. Then we can get the lay of the land before we do anything rash. Conceal Adelina, and we'll go.
Willow concealed the snow leopard, and after they'd gathered up the items left behind, since they wouldn't be able to come back here after they were free, Hawk transported them. They ended up in the forest, facing another cave. From where they were, they couldn't see how big the cave was, or how many people were inside. All they saw were a few people guarding the cave's entrance.
We can either knock them out, or I can transport us on to the other side of them. Your choice,
Hawk said, staring them in. Or I can go scare them witless, Adelina suggested.
No, Adelina. You'll alert them to our presence. We'll transport onto the other side of them, and then walk the rest of the way,
Willow decided. A heartbeat later, they were just within the entrance of the cave. Along the walls were torches lighting the way of what normally would have been a pitch-black hall.
I'll go first,
Willow said after glancing back to make sure the guards didn't sense their presence. They walked along the torch-lit path until it split into two.
Which way?
Hawk asked. Willow looked down each of the two options, but they looked exactly the same.
Adelina, can you sense them?
Willow asked, stepping back and holding her breath as a few men came walking down one of the paths.
They're on the right somewhere. There's something weird about this place,
Adelina said, sniffing the air as if to find the cause of the weirdness she sensed.
Weird?
Hawk repeated, sounding concerned, but Willow waved it off and took the right fork. She had only taken perhaps 10 steps when she stopped. There was a huge wave of energy coming from before her, stopping her progress.
Do you feel it too?
Adelina asked, her voice tight.
Yes,
she responded.
Feel what?
Hawk asked, but she didn't answer him.
You know what to do,
Val said.
The magic barrier spell?
Yes. Willow closed her eyes and let her thoughts flow back to grasp the spell she had learned 4 sacred objects ago. Grasping it
After much searching, she opened her eyes and murmured aloud, "By all the magic of the world, I, the Diviana, the foretold possessor of the sacred objects of Hiln, commandeth this barrier be gone." At once the energy wall, which had been stopping them from continuing in their concealed form, dissipated. "That looked too easy," Hawk said as they continued down the hall. "That's how it was supposed to go," Willow said, her attention on the 5 closed doors, 3 on the right, 2 on the left, which they had come upon. "Any idea which they're in?" Adelina passed them and sniffed at the doors, not pausing at any until she reached the last door on the right. "In here. There's someone with them, however." "What is your plan?" Hawk asked. "Do you want me to create a distraction?" "I have a better plan. Transport us into the room. Don't ask questions. Just be ready to follow my lead." Hawk closed his mouth and did as he was ordered to. He put them down in an empty corner, same as he'd done in the occupied servants' room only an hour before. Like that room, this one was occupied. But unlike the other room, this one was large, far larger than Willow and Hawk had expected for the inside of a cave. They saw Sigurd, Kalina, and the others tied up and sitting in a corner, unarmed but also unharmed. A few feet away, casually sitting in a chair, was a man. Tall, muscular, and with a sword strapped to the side of his hip, the man looked able to not only use the weapon, but there was also something else about his bearing which told Willow he was the leader of the men she had seen. Before they could do anything, a delicate chiming noise filled the room, drawing the man's attention. "You can unconceal yourself," he said aloud, directing his words to the room. "How does he know?" Hawk hissed, gripping the pommel of his sword harder than usual. "He knows nothing. He's guessing. I'll distract him while you untie the others." "Distract him how?" "By granting him his wish," Willow said. Stepping away from the wall, Willow unconcealed herself. "I've been waiting for you," the man said, standing up. "You're holding my friends hostage. Release them," Willow said, her silvery white armor shining even in the dim light given off by the torches. "They aren't hostages. They're my guests," the man said, looking amused at her words. "Some way to treat guests. I'd hate to see how you treat real hostages," Willow said, "but no matter what you call them, they're leaving with me, with or without your approval." "Do you realize how glorious you are?" the man asked. Her words threw her off balance. "What did you say?" Willow asked, her voice getting dangerously quiet. She didn't know what kind of game he was playing, but she wasn't in the mood for it. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blurt that out. It's just that I've been imagining this moment for years, and now that it's finally here, I can hardly contain myself." "Waiting for this moment. Who are you? Answer me," Willow commanded when the man didn't say anything after a minute. Val glowed, fire licking up him until it hit the upper area, where ice suddenly glowed and pulsed. The green stone, usually hidden from view, also pulsed, unlike anything found in nature. The man's eyes gleamed the sign of power, and Willow heard someone in the room gasp, but she kept her focus on the man. Before she could make her demand again, the man went on bended knee and bowed his head. "I am Samuel, the elected and hereditary leader of the Sacred Guard. It is an honor to be in your presence, my lady." "Do you know who I am?" she asked, internally wincing at the pompousness of those words. "You are the Diviana, my lady. The Sacred Guard is yours to command," Samuel said, still kneeling. Willow was taken aback by his words, but she focused on the immediate situation, not the questions filing through her mind. "Why did you abduct my friends, Samuel?" she asked. Out of the corner of her eye, she saw her friends rubbing their wrists free from their bindings. "I did it to draw you to us," Samuel said, getting to his feet and looking at Willow. "When we saw them in that cave, we knew you were near your goal, and that our time was about to come." "You certainly have my attention," Willow said. "Are we free to leave?" "Of course. We would never do anything to harm you or them. We are loyal to you, and will be until our deaths." Samuel said.
He didn't harm us, Kalina said, getting to her feet. They were very careful with us. They even fed us.
Unconceal Adelina and I. Perhaps our presence will convince him to explain himself better, Hawk said.
Fine. Stand next to me and I'll unconceal you. But be ready for anything he might try.
We're here, he said a second later.
My lady, are you all right?
Samuel asked, concerned.
Would you like to sit, eat, drink, anything you need? All you have to do is ask.
Be quiet for a minute, Willow ordered, and don't make any sudden movements. Samuel bowed his head, and Willow unconcealed Adelina and Hawk. Samuel, now completely outnumbered, didn't appear surprised as the two additional beings unconcealed.
I am honored to be in your presence, great fiery snow leopard, he said.
You aren't surprised at their presence, are you? Willow asked, looking back at this man who was so untroubled at the turn of events.
Of course not. I knew there were two more beings concealed in addition to yourself. And since it was foretold that you would travel in the company of the snow leopard, I had an idea she would be nearby.
As interesting as this all is, I think it's time we left, Sigurd said, coming to Willow's side. Nice meeting you, Sam, but we've got things to do.
I wouldn't presume to tell you how to run your life, but aren't you even the tiniest bit curious about who we are, my lady?
Samuel asked.
I am,
Willow said, unable to tear her eyes from the compelling man before her.
You knew what was going to happen before it did, didn't you? Can you see the future? I will answer all your questions, but first follow me. Dinner is about to be served, and my tale will take time.
Not even looking to see if they would follow, he walked out of the room, leaving the door open behind him.
Should we follow him?
Kalina asked.
I don't see what it could hurt. He's interesting,
Willow said.
But it could be a trap. Then be prepared for anything, Sigurd. You don't have to come with us if you don't want to. I can have Hawk take you somewhere else until I'm done with my business here.
I'm staying with you, he declared, not happy with her decision.
Are you coming?
Samuel asked, sticking his head back into the doorway.
Warm stew is being served. Our cook is the best stew maker this side of Alfeyju. We're coming,
Willow said, following Samuel. He led them into a large dining room across the hall from the room they'd been in, decorated with large tapestries along the walls and a candle chandelier, which hung above the massive table. The room was warm and inviting, especially after the cold formality Willow had seen in the Queen's suite.
This is lovely,
Kalina murmured as she settled into a plush chair midway down the table.
Thank you,
Samuel said. He directed Willow to sit at the head of the table, while he sat on her left.
The very first guards decorated the room, and little has changed in the 400 years of our existence.
400 years? That's quite a long time for an organization to have survived, Hawk said. He avoided making eye contact with Willow as he made the comment.
Unlike most organizations which are built on flimsy foundations, we were formed on a solid foundation and have a purpose which has not yet been fulfilled.
You have been listening to From the Flames by Trisha M. Wilson. Read, recorded, mastered, encoded, and produced by Colbyjack.net. This work is released under a Creative Commons 3.0 Attribution, Non-Commercial, Share-alike license. Do what you want with it, just don't try to profit from it. Heaven knows we can't. If you have any questions, comments, or rants you wish to share with us, we can be reached at Colbyjack at Colbyjack.net. That's COLBYTRAX @COLBYJACK.net. Yep, I sing it too. If you want to follow the exploits of Trisha in Twitterland, just search for Lady Trisha W on Twitter, or follow the ever-dashing, courageous, hardworking, intelligent, and immensely humble Colbyjack on the Twitters as well. If you find that you can't, just wait to find out what will happen with Willow, the strong dude and the annoying dude. Be heartened to know that From the Flames is available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Smashwords, as well as from our little shop. Didn't you know about our little shop? Why, yes, we have a little shop located at shop. That's S-H-O-P. Colbyjack.net. That's shop.colbyjack.net. Yeah, real original there. There you will find the latest ebook versions of all our works in both Mobi and ebook, all DRM free, as well as audiobook versions of such works as Firmware Hijacked and Proxy, as well, naturally, as well as From the Flames. The audiobooks differ from the podcasts in that the headers and bumpers only run once, and the episodes are grouped in hour-long episodes for easy burning to CD or for downloading on the go. If you find you don't need any stuff, but just want to thank us monetarily for our efforts here, just head on over to Colbyjack.net, select either audio or visual, and look for the donate button located on the blog roll. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week, and remember to be fabulous.
Mm-hmm.